She urged the crowd to honor that domestic ethic. Men, she told them, should be strong and courageous for your families, love their wives and lead by service. Women, she said, should embrace virtue and recognize the central ministry of motherhood. The language was faith-forward and prescriptive, directed at an audience she believed shared the same moral framework. But much of her address also sought to translate private grief into public mission. Charlie's work, she said, centered on reviving the American family and rescuing young men who, in his view, had lost purpose and faith. She insisted Turning Point USA, the campus organization he founded, must continue and expand. Announcing a personal commitment to the movement, she told supporters, "I am tremendously honored to be the new CEO of Turning Point USA." She promised chapters would grow, campus debates would continue, and programs aimed at faith communities would multiply. The eulogy repeatedly returned to faith as the antidote to rage. In a passage that drew sustained applause, Erika confronted the man who killed her husband indirectly, invoking Christ's teaching about forgiveness. "That young man," she said, referencing the attacker, "on the cross, our Savior said, 'Father, forgive them, for they not know what they do.' Then she offered her own brief, solemn absolution. 'I forgive him.'" She framed that forgiveness as consistent with both Christian teaching and Charlie's own commitments. Erika argued that the country's response to the assassination, absence of riots, absence of violent reprisals, was itself proof of a spiritual revival. She described people returning to church, opening a Bible for the first time in years, or praying publicly, and she urged the faithful present to water the seed of those new conversions. Quoting a journal entry Charlie had written, she read aloud one of his reflections. Charlie wrote, "Every time you make a decision, it puts a mark on your soul." She used that aphorism as a call to consistent moral choices, particularly in moments of crisis. At times, Erika moved from the intimate to the constitutional. She promised that Turning Point USA would defend the right to speak and debate on campus. "No assassin will ever stop us from standing up to defend those rights ever," she said, stressing freedom of speech as integral to their mission. Her remarks placed the assassination within a broader argument about public discourse and the risks of silencing.